Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Rome Total War. Last time, I would say we did a pretty good job setting up our basic little fledgling empire here, not least as we did it without actually declaring war on anyone. So far, we've not actually begun a war, we've just reclaimed some rebel settlements and used them to build up a little area over here. Yeah, here we are, and we've got gold mines. The gold mines are done. With the gold mines done, oh, Salona is making very good money, and it's going to make much better money later, as well as, oh, Segestica's going to make even more flipping money. There's going to be so much money coming out of the gold mines, and the game is kind of prompting me to take on the Greeks over here, take over Termon, but I'm not going to, which is actually kind of unfortunate because I've just had a little bit of a look-see over here with my diplomat. He's like standing right here, so he gives you some pretty good ideas. Like, unlike a spy, he can't really see what's going on exactly inside the city, he just gives you a rough idea. So he doesn't know what all the buildings are, but he knows, like, you know, there's a family member there who's presumably... No, that's not factioner level, that's just a basic level, though he probably won't know anything about that guy, but he'll just know some basic stats about him. What he does know, however, is this army that's outside, because obviously, like, you know, the army that's in here is hidden behind walls, so we can't see it very well. The army that's out in the field is much easier to see. It's just so elegant, Rome Total War sometimes. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is, the massive army that's actually stood outside here is archers and peltas. If I just showed up here with like 3 units of cavalry, I could just annihilate these guys really, really easily and wipe out a huge part of the Greek strength that will be much more difficult to take care of later if it's backed up with some real militia hoplites. So that's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, never mind, we don't actually have an army nearby to take care of that. Hopefully, these guys will just hang out here and we'll be able to take care of you later. But actually, we're not actually thinking about war with Greece. I mentioned last time we were looking at a slightly more unusual war, and so we are. We're looking at war with Gaul. This settlement here, Patavium, which is annoyingly well defended, they often do, already a large town. Now there's a bunch of reasons we want to take out Patavium, and I'll kind of cover them as they actually become relevant to us. For now, the most important one is I don't really want it in Julii hands, and eventually if me and the Julii do come to blows, I would actually rather that I held this, because it will be a good little bottleneck on which to hold the Julii. If I hold this area here, it's kind of nice and tight, so they'll struggle to get past this pass without having to break Patavium, so I can just put a good defensive force here and just hold, which will keep Segestica and Salona and their precious gold mines safe, as well as meaning I can't really be flanked. So it's just a good way of bottling up the Julii when it comes to it. There's a couple of other good reasons too, but let's not worry about those for now. Instead, let's just start figuring out what we're actually going to need to take this place. First up, I've got a spy inside this settlement who can go over here, who should immediately give me a bit of a better view as to what's going on, including he just found a flipping group of barbarian cavalry. Probably not intentionally trying to ambush me there, probably just passing through this area and happened to do so. Now, with my spy there, I should get a much better view. So, this is actually nice. Patavium has a fairly large garrison, but the garrison it's got doesn't actually have much in the way of, well, it doesn't have anything in the way of leadership. It's just basic warbands. These are fairly crap little infantry. You'll see that, like, next to the guys we've been fighting so far, they're alright. They've still got that, combat bonus in woods and snow, so we definitely want to attack them during the summer. But they are okay, but they don't have, like, the throwing things like my Hastati have, and their barbarian cavalry are comparable to mine. So, nothing too major. I'm just going to need to show up with a larger force, and my Hastati with their throwing things should be able to carry the day pretty simply. So all I need to do is start thinking about what force I need, because... See, the entire force that's currently garrisoned in Segestica, combined with the 2 Hastati I have coming up as reinforcements, they would probably just be able to take Patavium, but it would be a close fight. But the thing is, yeah, I've got the Factionaires heavy cavalry, I've got a group of hoplites, and my Hastati is superior to their warbands. How many warbands is it at Patavium? It is 4 warbands and 3 cavalry. Now, the cavalry is probably not to be worried about so much, because cavalry are good at flanking and slamming you in the rear and the back. But if I can take the fight into the city streets, then I can kind of block the streets, and they're going to struggle to do that. Can I do that, or do I need some reinforcements? Actually, that's a good point. I've got reinforcements. I've got this extra unit of cavalry right flipping here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him right to the very edge of... Ooh, hello, we've just found a flipping friend over here. Hello, Captain Appius hiding in the woods. Yeah, let's send the unit of cavalry I've trained to Tarentum up via land as quickly as we can to this area. They should be able to catch up here before the war actually begins. Meanwhile, if I bring my units outside here, and also what I probably want to do is I probably want to... Let's just put a watchtower about here, just to start watching the wider empire and watch this pass over here. And I'll buy another group of Illyrian mercenaries as well, actually. Yeah, I'll take another group of Illyrian mercenaries. The problem is, with the faction having left Segastica's straight down to not particularly happy. But if I lower their tax rate, they should be fine. How much of their happiness is dependent on garrison? Oh dear. 80%. Not good. Okay, yeah, we've got a problem here, which is we need to leave something in Segastica, but anything I leave in Segastica I can't use to take on Batavium. So that's a little bit on the annoying side. We'll just have to work with that. Let's get the general back in there for now, anyway. Okay, I've got an idea here, which is over at Salona, we've got this guy, Spurius Scapula, who's just entered the family. He got married into the family last turn. He's pretty darn solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move him up towards Segestica, and he's going to get there, hopefully, next turn, given these guys are building roads right now. He should be able to make it in their next turn, which will mean there's somebody who's got at least a little bit of influence to help manage this settlement while the faction then moves on towards Batavium. We should hopefully have enough troops to take care of that place now. That, however, leaves Salona ungoverned, so I'm going to send Cassius Brutus up to Salona to help out with that situation. He can head up there. He's not very good yet, but I'm hoping if we, it's generally not a good idea to just abandon family members when they're 17. He could theoretically grow into someone who's at least vaguely competent, as long as we give him the opportunity to. Still, that's all we can do for now. Let's end the turn, see if anyone does anything interesting up north. The Gauls just move around a bit, and obviously I've got much better visibility of those guys now. Britons are speaking to Germans, nothing major. Right, keep my guy moving on his way up there. If we're lucky, we might even run into a German diplomat while we're heading around too. We've got diplomatic information, so now Thrace has attacked Dacia, and the Seleucids have made an alliance. That's intriguing. Normally you just see the Seleucids being completely dogpiled on. You don't really kind of see much in the way of alliances for those guys. Okay, so the Thracians are over here somewhere, and the Dacians are more like over here. So, interesting those guys have gone to war. That does happen on occasion. It's not the most common thing in the world. And yeah, the closest city we'll have for the Seleucids is Ephesus, which is right here. Oh, and by the way, we can see our first instance of how doing the right-click hold thing gives you more information than you should get. So, for example, we know this area down here, which was reported to us to be a rebel settlement here at Halicarnassus, remains rebel. But up here, this town up here, rebel town neutral, Nicomedia, totally rebel-y. But if we hover over it, we can see actually, because we saw the land, or rather Greece gave us the map information, i.e. they told us land was here because they had presumably like a diplomat standing there. Now I can hover over it and I can actually see that the faction of Pontus has already taken that area, so I know that it's actually changed hands, even though the map doesn't update. Again, I'm not sure if that's really a bug or not, but we'll see. Okay, now, 5,000 gold. This is where things start getting interesting. There's 4 different settlements that all want me to build something, and I've only got 5,000 gold. So I really need to start getting some more gold in soon. Also, apparently someone needs retraining. Of course, a bioroom needs retraining. And we can probably do without that for now. What are you? You're Greek Navy. That's fine. We don't need to worry about you in the slightest. Yeah, double unit of peasants goes into the boat, and the boat goes over to Apollonia, and we break up the peasants. And this will actually start changing how much money each town makes immediately, because I'm literally changing the population, which I find quite amusing. You also get changed. Lovely. So Apollonia is now 1,814, close to 2,000, which is when we can get it up to its next level. Perfect. Now, Apollonia, we also need to pick the right religion for. So if it were, say, a slow-growing settlement, we'd probably right now be going for Juno, because with Juno, we can get the growth rate up, as well as happiness, which is always welcome. But if potentially this is going to be a trading settlement ultimately, we'd probably want to go for Mercury instead. Or if this is going to be a military training area, we'd probably go for Mars. Now let's have a look-see here at its natural resources. Honestly, it doesn't have much in the way of natural resources, does it? There's no kind of like things, because you can literally see natural resources sitting there. Like by Salona, you can see you've got olive oil, a valuable trade resource. Whereas this city doesn't really seem to have much in the way of trade. Let's actually look at its trade summary, which is down here. So it's importing, because this is stuff from elsewhere. It's trading a bit of timber, but it's not really making much in the way of money. So this is unlikely to ever be a massively productive settlement. Meanwhile, it's not growing that fast. It's got a not great base farming level. probably I'm just going to shove a Shrine of Juno here to help this place grow a little bit faster. That will almost certainly be useful. Now in Segestica, the situation's a little bit more on the clear side, which is this place has an incredibly low base farming level, so it's going to struggle to grow. So we definitely want to be getting that Shrine of Juno up immediately for just a tiny bit of extra growth there, as well as happiness. Happiness is good as well. Now speaking of which, can you make it? I don't think you can quite make it this turn. That is unfortunate for you. You can come close, but you can't quite make it in there. No, never mind. You can't quite make it in there this turn. That's fine. We should... Ooh. Hello. Excuse me. Can't help but notice there, Belinus, you kind of just walked into my territory. Fine, I'd say it's time for us to draw a flipping line here. So, let's draw up the army. We most certainly want the hoplites to be coming with us, together with the horses and the Illyrian mercenaries. We want you to just step out here for a second. So, you, step out. The Hastati have to come with you as well. That's fine. That's now a decent-sized army. He's not got much, though he does have the heavy cavalry of a general's bodyguard. So now we just step up here, and we just basically say, excuse me, no, actually, you don't get to. Tax rate here gets, tax rate gets lowered, but this settlement's possibly going to be unhappy with me anyway, and there's sadly not much I can do about that. I have to guard this place against him. Now, interestingly, he's actually just become a poor farmer. Now, that's presumably because his experience so far has been in low-growth areas without much in the way of kind of farming upgrades. So because he's lived in these towns where there's no farming upgrades and base growth is low, therefore he's never really experienced farming, so he's bad at farming. So if he goes somewhere else, he'll take his bad farming knowledge. I just loved how organic the growth was in this game. Right, so that's probably all we can do there. Let's look elsewhere for the moment. Tarentum, you also need to upgrade, and we're kind of running low on money here. Tarentum is, Tarentum is 4,800 people, getting close to that 6,000, but it's still going to take a little while to get there. Probably the best thing we can do right now is just build ourselves those paved roads, so... yeah, that would be a significant increase in money. The paved roads are the right way to go for you. For Croton, however, a little bit more on the difficult side to say. I mean, we could sink, or we can just afford those mines. But, like, of all the mines I could buy, these are probably the worst in the Empire right now. So I should probably hold off on those, because I want to save, like, a big cash injection to buy the mines in the much more kind of valuable Salona and Segestica areas. Instead, let's just build ourselves a shrine to Mercury here. This place doesn't make a huge amount of trade income yet, but I think it could still be a very good one. There's a lot of good people it will be able to trade with, ultimately. Meanwhile, the Scipii still aren't doing anything, and the Julii also still aren't doing anything. Fine, good work, guys. Unfortunately, up here in the north, my spy has a 100% chance to infiltrate this town, because basically the only thing that stops people infiltrating towns is family members. Like, if there's no family member present, there's an excellent chance you'll be able to infiltrate this town. So now, there's a good chance I might actually be able to have the doors cracked open for me. Yeah, 40% chance. That's actually pretty decent. This is a good town. Warlord's Hold, that just means town level 2 per barbarian. Basic palisades, that's going to be easy to knock down, but... a meeting hall, a trader, and a stable. So that's good infrastructure for me to move in and take over. This has got some of the basics already well set up. This is very, very good indeed. So let's just actually move a step close to this guy. If we just move right here, I think we've probably... yeah, now we've basically completely blocked him. There's no way he can get past me now. He just has to slowly work around me. So I'm hoping... well, actually, I'm not hoping he'll turn back, because if he turns back and heads to Patavium, then potentially that's actually going to make life a little bit more difficult to me. So we'll see what happens next. And don't forget to move my useless kid over here to Salona, where hopefully he'll learn something by governing a town by himself. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about what's going to happen to Segestica, but that's all we can do for now. End the turn. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about you. You just keep on heading north for the moment. Just get yourself as close as possible to the border with Gaul. Lovely. And nothing else major seems to be going on. Oh, hello! We're being attacked. Hang on. What's attacking us? And also I can see we've also got a town that's kind of in a state of revolt right now, so that's never fun. Yeah, some pirates are attacking our ship on its own, meaning we're basically going to lose. But it shouldn't sink, it should just flee. Okay, so we've got pirates and we've got rioting. 100... ooh! We've actually had people killed up in Segestica. Citizens killed 108. And because there's rioting, unfortunately, an actual rebel army has shown up, which is unfortunate. Right, any chance there's no actual mercenaries I can buy either? That's a shame. Britain's actually at war with Germany, and Egypt has, as it always flipping does, attack the Seleucids. Fine. And the Senate officers have been assigned. Marvellous. And Aulus Brutus has been awarded the rank of Quaestor. Marvellous. Office of Quaestor. Man holds the senatorial office of the Quaestor, the lowest senatorial office. He's in charge of the treasury and record keeping +1 management. This is a really fun little thing, by the way, which is, if we go over here, yep, that is indeed lovely. Let's look at the Senate information scroll. So basically, the Senate awards officers. There's really, really good things like Pontifex Maximus, and then basically each of these gets progressively worse. The Senate at the beginning of the game will basically just hand over Publius the Handsome, indeed, dear oh dear. Yeah, at the beginning of the game, the Senate will basically hand over all these roles to its own family members because they are, like, really, really good. Like, this guy is clearly very, very good. So I think, like, +5 of this influence is from the fact that he is Pontifex Maximus. So that's basically a temporary boost. And, like, you know, the Julii get one of the officers and we get one of the others, so that's nice. But as your kind of generals get better and they go out and have experiences, then they basically get higher and higher office, which is really, really cool. So basically, you want to be getting these officers because these are really, really good things. Now, what are we going to do here? And in particular, this guy right here, Illyrian mercenaries. If this is just 3 units of Illyrian mercenaries, then my general might be able to just literally run in and ride them down. And that might be really good for this guy, because then he'd get some actual combat experience. Let's see if we can do that. Yes, indeed, it's nothing but Illyrian mercenaries. So these guys are okay, but with defense of 8 and being skirmishers, I think 1 single unit of heavy cavalry, even though we're outnumbered, like 450 to 49, and thus the game's thinking these guys have the advantage, I actually think we should be able to have this. And we've also got some reinforcements coming in from the town. We shouldn't really need those. So I'll have those manually controlled. That just means the computer controls these or I control these. So yeah, let's fight this fight manually. I think we should just be able to literally ride in and smash these guys. Okay, this looks pretty good, all things considered now. They'll probably just be straight there, and I'm going to have reinforcements coming in. So we've got reinforcements coming in a moment.
But are they in time to take part in the battle?
I'm sure the reinforcements are indeed in time to take part in the battle. They'll be joining momentarily. Now, I just need to... Where's their leader? Okay, they've got 1 guy coming up here. I'm just going to charge into these guys. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? So we'll just spread these guys into a really wide level, because these guys are spread out really wide and thin. So I kind of want the impact to be as kind of thick as possible. And this is... they're a little bit bunched together, which doesn't really work to my advantage. I'm not sure if the charge bonus will apply to all of them, therefore. Right, you guys, head in here. You guys, let's just do a charge against these guys and see what happens next. We'll do a decent amount of damage. The problem is these guys do actually have some defense. My charge bonus is significant, but not huge. So we're just going to charge in, smash into these guys. There we are, and that is what we needed to be seeing right there. They're wavering immediately. Are they going to break? I'd like it if they broke. Yes, they break. Right, don't pursue. Do not pursue. We want to just get out of here now. We just want to do that a few times, because I've just lost some flipping horses. So this isn't good, and they've still got their general unit, which is a problem. So I've got my own guys coming in soon, my own Illyrian mercenaries. I've lost some guys, that's fine. Now, I'm going to let these guys run up the hill for a bit, because I want these guys to basically get tired. And they'll get tired really quickly because they're on foot. So now those guys will probably at some point regroup, but by that point they'll be so far over there, they won't really be able to take part in the battle anymore. So you guys, now I'm probably going to start needing the help of these here infantry. So now you to here, you guys to here, and you guys just get yourselves a nice little rest. Because I don't want you guys getting yourselves tired. Actually, a little bit further back if you'd be so kind. I'd rather you were over here, because then if you're over here, they need to run further and they'll definitely be on top of a hill. So you guys then just are right here. Then we will... What are you guys doing? Oh, hang on. I think they're regrouping with the guys who fell back. Fine. So these guys decided to fall back for a minute to go and join up with their old allies. Probably what we want at this point is we want to actually do a flanking movement with our cavalry. We'd like these guys to, yeah, I'm happy for these guys to basically sacrifice themselves for the most part. They've got the high ground, albeit it's only a gentle slope, so they will be able to toss in their spears first, but that should still do a good job. So I'm just going to have my guys, my cavalry, over here. And I'm hoping they're going to walk for... Yeah, they're marching for these infantry, not for my cavalry. So I'm basically going to let these guys get in a bit of a slugging match, and then I'm going to slam my cavalry into the side. Okay, the range for my guys is about there. So as soon as these guys get to here, we're going to be able to start throwing my spears down. My spears will... Oh, even further, lovely. We get the bonus because we're on the high ground, meaning we're going to get the first shot in. which is going to do some really good damage to these guys, because these guys are unhappy due to exhaustion. They're shaken. They're turning away. Oh, this is perfect. Look how much damage we're doing to these guys. That is just spot on. We are going to be able to basically use up all our spears before they even get the first flipping shot in. And high ground gives you such a power advantage in this game. Just keep on tossing those things. Now, they're finally ready to fire back, but that is fine. Now, just keep firing, because when they're on the high ground, their stuff is less important. Right. Pause the game for a second. At this point, I basically want you to charge down the hill. You are shaken, you're shaken, you're shaken. We're pretty much ready to wrap this up. I'm just going to have these guys charge straight down the hill. I know this is going to be bad for them, but I think it's going to work out. So now I'm just going to move my general this way. They're starting to retreat at this point, interestingly. Why are they starting to retreat? I don't know, but my guys are now fresher, meaning they move faster. So at this point, we are going to be in a position to just straight up charge into you. Or actually, you know what? No. Let's make these guys break. If we make these guys break, then that means the rest of the army will give up almost immediately. So now, yep, they... Oh, no, my guys broke first. Well, that's just flipping embarrassing, because these guys are totally going to break in a second. They're broken. Right. Back off, because those guys have now definitely broken. Lovely. And that means my guys are... Ooh! They got a good round of javelins in at my general there. That's annoying. Let's just make sure these guys don't come back by just riding them down a little bit. You guys are now not sure what you want to do. You're tired. So, now it's just a question of who gets the next break-in. This is what you can do with cavalry if you're careful. So now just over here, over here, over here, over here, and then just ride these guys down. Lovely. Yeah, just make sure these guys do not recover. My guys might recover. I'd like to think they will, to be honest. These guys run everything down. Let's get my guys... Yeah, my guys have recovered. Beautiful. They are eager, apparently. Which they don't feel like they're eager, but whatever. Now, I just need my guys to buy some... Guys, come on, get out of here. I need my guys to go in and just pin their leader. So my guys are going to go in and charge, and then my leader's going to immediately follow up with smashing into them. And... Off we go, off we go, off we go, off we go. In my guys go. And should be, with 2 at a time, they should break very quickly. Get my guy out. They haven't broken immediately, so I want my guy out to get a second charge in. And my guys are suffering a little bit. Right, come on, come on, come on. Get round the side of them. Get round the side of them. Heavy cavalry are not that maneuverable, which is their weakness. And then round the back. Oh, that's unfortunate. My guys broke again. Right, let's go over to these guys. These guys are extremely limited in number. They're exhausted. I think these guys might be nearly out of javelins, so we should be able to wipe these guys off immediately. Yeah, they're already wavering, and they break immediately the moment the battle is joined. Lovely. So they're as good as done. Get my guy up here. 1 charge from the top of the hill down should win this now. And my guy is, well, he's winded now. These guys should be absolutely exhausted, though, so we should still be in good shape here. Right. Up to the very top of the hill, please. Thank you. Right. Draw yourselves up. My guys are once again ready to join this battle. Down the hill you go, guys. I'm really sorry about this. This is actually really bad, because these guys have been so weakened now. This is my only garrison in the town, so this is going to cause trouble. So I need you guys to head over to here, while I just basically charge my guys in a second. I need you to draw these guys over in your direction, okay? Head over here, head over here, head over here. Come on. Come on, over you go. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry about this. So now... You guys, into here. Just, nope, they've immediately broken. Ah, perfect. Right, we're just going to have to do this with the general. And we're basically just going to have to hope this charge works. It's kind of all basically down to this charge. They've turned away, which is really good. Because if we slam them in the rear, that's really, really good. And they are down to... They're wavering. We've taken out a good number of them and not taken any damage in return. And now, where's their actual leader? Because they've got a leader who's much tougher. There he is. So we've got this guy here, up the hill, and now straight back down again. They are reloading, so I need to get out of range quickly. They'll probably get a shot in anyway, but nope, I'm too far up the hill. They can't hit me. Down we come again. Come on, I just need to make sure, because if my general dies, that's the only disaster here. But if we just hit these guys in the rear now, hopefully... Come on, break, you bastards. Break. Break. Yes! They've broken. We've won. That means we just ride them down now. This guy's picked up a bar of experience, which is great. His bodyguard will regenerate over time, because bodyguards do that and nothing else does. But we have won this battle. Beautiful. Whew. Also, I forgot my general had his rally ability, so I could have actually used that to try and get those guys who retreated back. But there we are. Their general is dead. Lovely. And the job is pretty much done. And indeed, we've already been told a trait increase here. So Spurious Capulet... Oh... He picked up Doubtful Courage, unfortunately, because he didn't do very well. That's a shame. Yeah, because I'm not sure if that's because his troops retreated. Possibly, even if he did a good job, if his troops repeatedly break during the battle, he gains Doubtful Courage. So that's a shame. He's picked up a bar of experience, but he's not actually very good at fighting. We also got a trait increase, so he's up to a good commander, albeit he got the Dubious Courage. And he's also picked up... He's picked up a Decorated Hero, 20% discount on unit training costs. So basically, this guy now has some good stuff about him. He may have some trouble too, but oh dear. Public order is at 60% here. This town is currently having some real trouble. Okay, I'm going to have to send someone back to help those guys out. I'm going to send one unit back to help. There we are. Just an extra unit for the garrison. That's all they needed. So that's going to be the rebellion taken care of. That's fine. Now, do I want to buy the mines? Do I want to buy the mines? I feel like the mines has got to be the right thing to do because that's 500 a turn. Let's just get those mines built as quickly as possible. Then everyone can have a job in the mines and that means no one needs to revolt anymore. Yay! Actually, I probably could have actually fought this particular battle and then gone on to that because, yeah, I feel like at this point, me and this guy have no real option but to fight it out. It looks like the game's going to let me do it because if you're too strong, they will just retreat. But, like, from the strength that you can see in the banners there, the game kind of feels like this guy's got a chance, so he'll probably try and fight anyway. But before we get into that, Croton, of course, we built you a little temple last time. Let's build you a bigger temple this time. Actually, let's build you a trader. That's actually cheaper and faster, sure. Apollonia should now be in good shape. Also, how are you? You are one ship. My two ships should be able to have you, right? Hopefully. Crushing defeat? Oh, that's no good. That's no good at all. That means, unfortunately, yeah, the Admiral on that ship just picked up a Harrispect. Actually, that's a good thing, +1 morale. I'm not really sure how morale affects sea battles, to be honest. It just kind of seems to, somehow, via magic. Now, hang on, where did that other fleet just go? So one of the fleets is here, another one's here. Maybe we should just merge our fleets together for a minute, because I'm a bit worried by the fact that these pirates just inflicted a crushing defeat on us, unfortunately. That's a shame. Oh... It's because this guy apparently has some experience murdering someone else. So these guys, because they've got, like, they're up to silver experience, so he's got 5 experience total. Even though it's only 63 guys, they're really bloody good guys. So we're going to need to muster all our strength to take out those bloody pirates. Right, literally nothing left to build in Apollonia, but a basic barrack, so let's get that built. Salona, too, has very little left to build, so let's give these guys a nice trader unit. Nice. My cavalry goes and joins up with this cavalry, so now we've got 2 units of cavalry standing by ready to assist with the siege of Batavium. And another trait, actually, the game didn't even flag to me. So this guy is, while he's now a good commander, he's also a good attacker. So he gets +2 command when attacking, which is nice. But yeah, the morale's a real problem. Because basically, the command stat is for when you're auto-resolving battles, I think, exclusively. Whereas, like, if you're actually fighting battles, what really matters is morale. So as I fight, like, all my battles, it's a bit of a problem, unfortunately, that he's got the Doubtful Courage thing. However, that Decorated Hero is very, very useful for reasons we'll get into in a moment. Now, I think it's actually time. It's time to declare war on the Gauls because we need to take out this guy to open up the path to Batavium. Now, this is arguably a bit of a tactical mistake. Because right now, the Julii don't seem particularly interested nor in a hurry to declare war on the Gauls, which is a state of affairs I should probably just basically leave be. Because if they're willing to just stay bottled up here in northern Italy, then basically every turn they do that and don't actually expand, although actually it looks like, they're moving up here. I've seen them do this so many times. Like, rather than actually declare war on Gaul, they'd rather send an expedition over to Sardinia to kick out one of the flipping Carthaginian towns. I don't know why they do this, but I see them do this, like, every single game. This logically strikes me as a settlement that flipping Scipii ought to have, but apparently not. Also, technically, because it's Scipio, it doesn't pluralise to Scipii. Scipios would pluralise to Scipii. Scipio ought to pluralise to Scipiones. So I'll probably use both over the course of this particular series. Sorry about that, I will be inconsistent. Yeah, while they're kind of bottled up here, I should just leave them be, because if I declare war on the Gauls, they'll also declare war on the Gauls, kind of in sympathy, because the alliance is a special unique magic alliance where anyone that I declare war on, they'll also all declare war on. Though interestingly, if they declare war on someone, I don't actually have to. They'll follow me, but I don't have to follow them, which is kind of weird, but never mind. So if I declare war on these guys, they'll suddenly realise they are at war with the Gauls. Now, if that happens, at that point, we're kind of immediately in a race for Batavium. Because luckily these guys, yeah, definitely can't get to Batavium this turn. So I need to basically beat these guys and then ideally move straight on and start besieging Batavium the very same turn if I can. So here we go. Belinus, it's time for a declaration of war. This is indeed an attack on a neutral faction. That's fine. Me and you, let's do this. And he is, yep, he's willing to fight. Perfect. Because he technically does indeed have 932 men. So as far as the game's concerned, like, we're pretty even. Remind me, does this guy have any form of plus morale? No, doesn't look like it. He's a really good manager, but he's got the... Actually, he's got the quartermaster, which is useful. That's not morale, but that is movement points. So that's useful at least. You like a drink, -1 management, basic command talent. Oh, perfect. Lily-livered. He gets -1 morale, so his troops will break more easily. And then cold man and -2 influence, 200% increased cost to bribe. So he's hard to bribe, but he's also not very influential. And, oh, darn it. Lily-livered is sadly cancelled out by positive. So he's got neutral morale on the battlefield. That's fine. I'm pretty sure we can handle this.
This morning, an eagle circled the camp 3 times, then flew towards the rising sun. Such a portent can only mean a good day for us today. These Gauls do not need your fear. Cold steel will bring them down, just like any other men. They have been led here by strutting fools and blustering morons. Now they will pay the price. Those people have never met us on a field of battle. After today, they will flee at the sound of our approach. Some of us will soon lie dead. The rest will drink to their memory. But, as always, we Romans will fight with honor!
And there's the general's little speech. Now this is perfect. We can be on top of a hill going down at them. There's a good chance that they might decide to draw up over there. But if I'm kind of right up here, then it doesn't matter what they do. Like, as the attacker, I'm the one expected to actually go and do the, you know, attacking. Also, where's Batavium? It's probably in sight. If we're over here, then the Batavium must be... Hang on, it must be over there. So I think that might be it over there. That little smear over there is probably Batavium. Lovely. There is actually, of course, a bigger gap between Italy and the opposing body of land opposite it. But the game kind of scales down a bit. But I still think it does a beautiful job trying to recreate the world map on the battle map. Right, let's draw up here. Now, I want my mercenary hoplites right in the middle. Drawn out as wide as possible. 3 might be... 3's probably fine, to be honest. That's probably enough. Now, to the side of them, 1 unit of Hastati that's my less good Hastati, drawn up fairly tightly. And then my good unit of Hastati that actually has the actual experience on the flanks, because the flanks is where the danger can be. So we'll put you guys there. As this is a nice narrow area, I'll put my Welites behind those guys. So that's fine. So those can basically just kind of toss spears over the top. Because ideally we'll be fighting downhill, that means these guys will have very long range, which will work for me. My general can go over here, ready to get involved if he has to, and then we'll have another unit of Equites ready to start flanking as well, but not kind of too exposed. So that kind of works for me as a formation. I'll group that so I can move these guys around nice and easily, and we'll start the battle. Okay. Perfect. This works for me. Guys, just start moving forward. If we're lucky, these guys will actually attack us anyway. Because even though technically as the, like, attacking force, like, these guys are just supposed to wait and let me attack, there's a good chance they might decide to attack me anyway, just because Gauls especially do that. Actually, the computer in general does that. But I'll excuse it more when it's barbarians, because their unit cards do specifically say sometimes doesn't follow orders. Fine. So as they're here, that means I can literally walk down the hill at them. This is perfect. It's moments like these I really, really flipping wish that I actually had some archers with me, but sadly we are not up to archers in the tech tree yet. The Julii are lucky, by the way. The Julii, I believe, are actually allowed to start with a unit of archers, which they have no way of training, but sadly the Brutii do not. Keep edging forward, and once we get to about here, this will probably be the part where we start thinking about actual tactics. Now, what's the range on these guys? The range on these guys technically only goes to here. Because we're uphill, it will actually be a little bit further. So, and we've also got the road. By the way, the roads are actually on the map. Like, there's no roads on the map until you've actually created roads. If this area that you're standing in has roads, there will be roads on the map. Except often the road makes literally no sense, and you'll find, like, it's on ridiculous slopes. Like, this is not so bad. Like, you will often see roads, like, literally going up, like, sheer cliffs and whatever. It can be utterly, utterly ridiculous. Now, how are we lined up at the moment? Right, feels like we're in a good position right now. Oh, yeah. This is so good. This is exactly the position we want to be in. Okay, here we go. His guys, his skirmishers have decided to move forward. But my skirmishers should be able to hit them long before they hit us. Unless they've got longer range than me. Nope. They most certainly do not. So my skirmishers can just basically nail them and also do some other damage to the warbands as well. Lovely. His skirmishers basically have realised this is not going to fly. And they're probably going into, yeah, they're going into a wider formation to make them more resistant to being slung at. That's fine. Luckily, just because you're targeting one unit doesn't mean you hit the other. So actually, you really want to go for the densely packed unit, because then you'll also hit the warbands behind them. So we're doing a bit of damage to these warbands, which is lovely. There we go. This is doing good work. So their skirmisher warbands looking a little bit on the weak side. These guys, they're doing a war cry right now, which just kind of gives them a temporary boost to their stats. Whether that means they're about to charge, they might be. If they do, then we're still in good shape for the minute, and my Welliters have now run out of javelins. However, their skirmisher warband is now much weaker than it would have been previously. Actually, if they get close enough to me, then my Hastati will probably be able to just kind of toss the Pelum at them. And the Pelum are even more powerful, actually, so these guys are going to go down very, very fast. Right, they are now officially firing on me. So I'm just going to move my heavy cavalry and just basically hit them in the flank, just to make sure my Hastati don't take too much of a knock. So now heavy cavalry, this will probably make them, they'll probably actually back off rather than engage with this. But we'll see. If this can actually lure the rest of these guys forward, that works for me. And just kind of go over here, go over here, go over here, go over here. And now we can just lure them forward. I'm pretty sure they've now decided they want to get involved in this fight. No, not just quite yet. If I can, I'd like to just slam into the rear of one of these guys just to kind of... Actually, no, I'm just going to slam into one of these guys anyway, just to basically just kind of let them know. I mean, I know they technically load their arm with spears. They don't actually have any bonus damage versus horses. So now I'm going to get my guys out there. I think I've lost 2 horses via doing that, and I've actually caused them to break. Because these guys have really bad morale. They're numerous, but they're crappy. They're not as bad as peasants, but they're not great. And at some point, these guys are going to realise just how badly wrong this is going, and they're going to start basically backing off, and they might even try and actually retreat out of the battlefield, at which point you can just kind of ride them down. Now, when are you guys going to recover? Because if these guys don't actually recover for a while, then I might be safe to send my Equites out to go and ride them down, because if they end up way over there, that will actually work really nicely. So I'm just going to send my Equites over to here, actually, ready to... Nope, they've recovered, fine. So, prepare my horses to start thinking about flanking manoeuvre. Yeah, at this point, they don't know what to do. They lost like half of their entire strength for that one charge, which is great. The only question now is how we deal with the heavy cavalry of the Warlord. Because, I mean, if I can, I'd rather not engage with my infantry at all. I'd rather just kind of smash them apart with my cavalry. Because if I can do that, then my infantry's safe for the actual war in the actual town itself. Now, what are we going to do here? We've got the warband. If I send in my light cavalry, there's a good chance that the general will decide to try and respond, because his heavy cavalry can easily take my light cavalry. That's just nice and simple. So, baby steps forward, lovely. Okay, their skirmishers have decided they want to get involved again, which they totally don't actually want to do, but what have you? Yeah, skirmishers have decided they want to get involved. I'm now going to just basically... I can probably actually, if I'm careful... Oh, they're gonna... I don't really want these guys to waste their peeler on these, that's the thing. I'm just gonna send my horses in instead. You guys, don't actually... No, don't fire. Do not fire. Instead, I'm sending my own horses in right now, okay? And there we are. My own horses are now sweeping through them. They're wavering. They're broken. Now, don't pursue. Get out of there. I think my horses probably just got hit by my own flipping javelins there, which is kind of annoying. But that's fine. With a routing unit nearby, their morale's going to be in trouble, so now I'm going to send my general in for a charge into these bastards. And now... Kaboom! Now I'm going to get my guy right out of there, and yep, they broke immediately. No, General, get out. You don't want to get involved in this. He's just picked up an extra bar of experience, which is good. Just need to extricate myself here. Lovely. At this point, it's all starting to go a bit wrong for them. This is all very good indeed. Yeah, look at them. They're looking so damn scruffy right now. Move over here. One of their units is fleeing. They've only got, I think, only one unit of decent warband strength left. Good. Now, get my guys ready for another charge. At this point, we probably just want to march in and start taking them out. Right, you guys, go for you. You guys, go for you. You guys, go for you. Start the cavalry moving around here. I'm going to start my general moving off in this direction. And then slightly behind these guys, I want you guys to just start moving forward. There we are. Okay, no. Yeah, go for these guys. They're trying to get my horses, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to be able to pull it off. And now, hang on, where are you deciding you want to go? I think his general decided he wants to engage mine. I'm going to pull back. I'm going to pull back and not let him do that because I don't actually want to be fighting. I'm just going to go back up to over here. I mean, it's possible he'll just get the connection anyway. And if I can just actually get him over to here, then let's get my hoplites over to here. Yeah, he's basically really wants to take on my general, which is fine. He's already kind of screwed. I'm sending my equites to mop up there. The rest of his army is basically already broken, to be honest. So at this point, I'm just leading his general away from the fight. I'm going to slowly send the... Oh, flip, I don't actually want to engage. I forgot to keep clicking there. Right, you guys, get out of there, please. Thank you. Keep getting out of there. All right, I don't need to do this. Right, now loop round to your left if you can. To your... Keep on moving. Keep on flipping moving. I'm going to have them fall behind the hoplites. So you, get over here. And there we are. The rest of the army's already completely gone. And now, where's the... Hang on. Where are the horses? The horses can go and help out over here, where there's a single unit actually that's still fighting. And you can just help out, to be honest. Right, yeah, and now over here, just avoid these. Don't worry, you can't actually get skewered on your own spikes, which is nice. So now we can just fall back behind our own hoplites, and now they'll get stuck fighting the hoplites, which will do very good work against them. I'm going to send you into here, you into the back of here, because I don't really want... I'm just going to have these guys break first. So they are shaken, and as soon as the cavalry unit hits them, they immediately break. So now everyone hits them. Nice. Barbarian Warlord. I kind of want to get my own cavalry out of there, to be honest, because my own cavalry is going to take a lot of damage. And get my own general in there. At this point, these guys should be fine. And have my own infantry. Where's my own infantry? We should be able to win this fight pretty easily, to be honest. Where am I? Just kind of have everything move in here. Yep, the general breaks. And now we can just basically, if we're lucky, we can ride him down. My equites are faster than him, so as long as you've got a unit of light cavalry, you can always chase down and kill a routing general. So just make sure we have the equites on you. Where is my general at this point? My general doesn't want to focus on him. My general wants to focus on these guys instead. Leave the general to the equites. And now you... focus on these guys. Couple of guys got away. As long as you can like kill a large enough proportion of them, then basically the game says, hey, they were all wiped out 100%. So now we're basically going to wipe out these guys. These guys are going to be probably pretty much wiped out. The only question now is, can we ride down the actual leader in time? Get in the way. Block him off, block him off, block him off, block him off, block him off. Because at the moment they get touched, they instantly die. Come on, ride down the general, ride him down. Yes! Ha! Yes! We literally just got him! So those guys escaped, but they don't matter, because technically, they're going to immediately cease to exist, because that unit doesn't exist anymore. Oh, that was so lucky. Oh, yes, so now that general is dead. Good. And if we're lucky, we'll have got, oh yeah, deployed 959, men remaining 855, deployed 932, men remaining 20. That's how you flipping do it. And we've even got some casualties back as well. Obviously, we've got some of our general back straight away, and he'll regenerate more over time. My equites, oh good, we even get some of the equites back, so they're going to be up to 81 strength. Not perfect, but it'll do. That has severely broken the Gaul strength in the area right now. Now, we'll probably also get some other bonuses out of that. Yes, trait increase. He's gone up from promising to a good commander. Lovely. Enemy army is completely routed. Yes, indeed. They're so few in number that none of them have managed to retreat back to this town at all. And now, transgression. Gaul, your conduct has offended us. I would bet it flipping has, yes. Now, this opens the way to Batavium for us. The way is open. We can get there this turn. I would say... we are probably strong enough to move straight in. Their light cavalry will be just mopped up very easily by my general with 2 experience, plus we've got the hoplites. If we play this smart, we can win this one. Okay, plus I might just buy myself some reinforcements just to make sure we settle the deal. So, head over here, and this place is straight under siege. I've got 94 build points, so I can build pretty bloody slowly, but in 2 turns I can get myself a handful of rams. I've also got my spy, by the way, so if I'm lucky, I might also just have the gates opened for me. Now we need to start moving in the Equites. I believe one unit of Equites can get in straight away. Let's just move my guys in a little bit. So next turn, hopefully they'll be able to join up with these guys if I'm fortunate. I think they might not be able to quite join up. They might kind of get stuck around the outside of the town here. It might take them to the turn after to join up, but should be pretty close. Now, if I'm lucky, the Julii will actually help me, because unlike me, I'm trying to screw them over, they don't try and screw me over. They now know that they're at war with Gaul, so they might actually send this army to just kind of stand outside and help me take Batavium. If they do, that'll be the best thing, because then I can basically let them do the heavy lifting, and I still get the town when they're done. Alternatively, they might now decide, because they're at war with Gaul, they're going to go for Mediolanum, because Mediolanum is incredibly badly defended right now. They're welcome to do that as well, because most of the Gaelic forces are over here. Like, all their towns are here, over there, and like there's one in Spain over here as well. This here is their most easterly town. Basically, no reinforcements coming from the north or from the east. The only reinforcements that are coming from the west. If the Julii decide to go up here and basically create a fuss over here, basically I'm safe from reinforcements, which is great. Though actually, for security, there's just one more thing I do want to do, which is now I'm in here. Yeah, okay, I was kind of hoping for more barbarian mercenaries than that. I'm going to buy myself an extra unit of defense here. Yeah, it's an extra 240 guys. These guys are pretty much a warband. They're not very good, but they'll hold the line, and I kind of feel like I'm a little bit short-handed right now. So just in case, I'd rather do it this way. So yeah, I'd rather just spend the money having a little bit of extra. Anything else you guys can spare, by the way? No, there's nothing else you guys are going to be able to spare at this point. That's a shame. In which case, end the turn, and now we just watch carefully what the Julii do next. That's the important bit. So, Rome has paved roads, and oh dear. Oh flipping dear. Okay, I've just got myself attacked by... There was a Gaelic force nearby. Right, who are you? You are a family member who's got a civilized slave, intelligence, and Spartan. Okay, no morale bonuses. Right. So we've got a young kid who's just come out of... Presumably he was up here. That's unfortunate. I didn't know he was there. That's a shame. Right, so now... Okay, I'm really glad I bought those mercenaries now, because now I'm severely flipping outnumbered. What's he got with him? He's got some basic warband, some basic cavalry, some basic skirmishers. Nothing major. Meanwhile, these guys, because they're besieged, and now technically they can't flee the battle. So if I win here, the town falls into my hands by default. Now, in some ways, this does actually kind of work for me, because this means I don't actually need to go in and take the town. If this force loses here, I just get the town without having to take part in the street fighting. However, yeah, we do have the problem I actually need to win this battle when I'm outnumbered 2-1. This isn't good. Right. And I'm going to be surrounded. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as it would appear that I've kind of accidentally trapped myself in a massively outnumbered battle to the death in my first big battle with a major faction. That's nice, isn't it? Next time, apparently, we have to fight the battle for Batavium, where we are going to be surrounded, massively outnumbered, and yeah, this is going to be a fun, interesting one. It's probably going to depend on what the battlefield looks like. Hopefully, there might be a good high ground we can take to try and hold out against the hordes of the Gauls. So we shall see, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been many a true nerd, and this has been Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye. What the hell? Alright, we've now got a Scottish zombie travelling with us. Oh, he's actually quite good now. And he's got over his drinking problem. Which is... Oh, he eats human flesh. He's got some decent carrying capacity. Okay, fine, he eats people, but come on, let's not be flipping judgmental about this.